Hey, welcome to this episode of Monopoly in Real Life. Hey, in the last episode, we talked about debt and budgeting and getting out of that fog of life and really dialing in where you're at when it comes to your monthly budget. Now, as we move forward, we're going to be talking about what that projected budget should look like. So keep in mind, previous episode we talked about the debt to income ratios. You know, we use 35 on the front end and 45 on the back end. Now those are conservative numbers. Different programs do different things based on guidelines. But if we use 35 and 45 for conversation, that gives us a baseline for budgeting. Keep in mind, when I talk about guidelines and budget, I'm using your gross number. When you look at your budget, you need to look at your net number, and what that net number is what you actually bring home. So we use these guidelines, we use these ratios based on the big picture. You've got to get down into the microcosm of your family life month over month over month and really dial in what a budget looks like. Because when you buy that future home, not only will you have your housing expense, that front end ratio, but you got the rest of life that you've got to build into this budget. And there's things in there that you need to be aware of, like the power bill. Oftentimes you can call the utility company and they'll tell you what the monthly average has been for 12 months so that you can build that into a budget. You know, we're all using cell phones now, but you know, chances are you're probably going to have cable and Wi-Fi, internet access, so you know, there's a budget item. Garbage, sewer, water, these are all budget items that you have to take into account when you own a home. The things that you don't think about, the long-term expenses. What do I do when I need a plumber to come out and fix something? Capital expenses like how long do I have on the roof? Do I need to get the gutters cleaned? You know, do I actually want to take that trip to Vegas? So these are the things where, you know, you really need to sit down with a budget and plan these things, especially if you have kids, because kids take advantage of a budget and blow it out the window. So, you know, things that you can actually budget and really get them into top of mind are important for you to do today. So I have a client right now who's living life like they've already bought the home. Now what I mean by that is their rent's only $1,500 a month, but they're projecting that they want a $3,000 a month household payment. So they've built their life around this, and what they're doing with the balance is they're putting it in savings so that when we get to that next level, I can advise them on what makes the most sense, whether it makes sense to pay off some debt to improve that situation, or whether it makes sense to use the money towards a down payment and go with a slightly different program. So again, the keys here are lifting the fog, getting clarity on your budget, and really focusing on what it means to be a homeowner so that you're prepared for a lifetime of success and a lifetime of wealth building using real estate. You know, I'm a fan of that. So thanks for joining me in this episode of Monopoly in Real Life. See you in the next episode.